As the clock strikes 7, the vibes alive. Inner circles here, the voices thrive. Turn on the screens, let the magic unfold. Listening and healing as stories are told. Come on, come on, this is your time. No topics too tough, just heed the call. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. Inner Circle podcast where hearts unite. Sharing our truths, bringing hope to the light. Community strong, we're never alone. Together as one, we've created a home. With laughter and love, we break down the walls. No topics too tough, just heed the call. From mental health woes to justice we seek. Together we rise for the strong and the meek. A safe space for all, let's lift every voice. So join the conversation, let's set the tone. Inner Circle podcast where love is well known.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Inner Circle podcast. Tonight, we are talking about the oversharing epidemic, this modern habit of putting every detail of our lives online, from relationship rants. We have turned privacy into public content. But is all this oversharing connecting us or exposing us? Let's unpack the cause of oversharing and how to protect your peace in a digital age. I'm your host, Abraham Kumara. Abe Kumara, here every Tuesday with my man, my co-host, Peterson, where we bring interesting topic like this. So, Peterson, welcome to the show.
Hey, Abe, good to see you again, and hope you had a good weekend.
Yeah.
This is a great topic, as we always do here on the Inner Circle podcast. We bring great topics just to bring awareness and to bring our twist to it and stuff like that. So this is another great one. Let's join in and let's have a great discussion.
Yeah. And folks, this is your platform. You can put a comment in the chat tonight if you want to contribute to the conversation. And also, call our number 952-594-5154. How are you handling all the oversharing? That there's so many social media platforms, there's so many avenues to share, how are you handling that? So, and also, you can follow us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on X or LinkedIn, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever, or X, wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify. So join the movement. We are growing. As Peterson said, we bring interesting topic like this. And tonight is the oversharing epidemic. Well, Peterson, man, before we get into this thing, where what's on my mind, this time of the year is a busy. If you are a sports lover, right? If you are a sports lover, it is a busy. It is an entertaining time of the year. The NBA basketball season have started. If you love hockey started like I think a week ago. The World Series is going on. The NFL season is in the thick of things. So it's just a busy time of the year, and you're supposed to love it, right? What not to love about this time of the year, right? That's what a lot of people love about fall and then, getting into winter, So,
Mhm.
just to all the sports lover out there, man, it's a great time.
Yeah, it is. Especially for those of us who love, like you said, basketball and football, American football, as to
Yeah.
say, because some people, there's one sport that I will watch, but most times I don't. Is baseball for some reason.
Really?
I find it
Okay.
so boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I mean,
watch golf. I'll watch like a whole golf tournament
okay.
before I watch baseball. But yeah, like you said, this time of year is usually busy in terms of sports, and the WNBA they just wrapped up.
Yep.
Congratulations, Aces,
Yeah.
and now we have NBA starting tonight. The first game of the season is actually going on right now between the Thunder and Rockets. And then, like you said, and there's especially those, if your team is doing good in terms of like football, go Bears. You can at least
Oh,
watch
that, oh,
because
whoa, go beers that. Okay.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
yeah,
where
okay.
they,
Yeah.
they win like two games, then
Okay.
it takes the fun out of it. But yeah, this is a fun time of year.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm not a Vikings fan, but even though Vikings in NFC North,
Yeah,
they are not doing well. There's no quarterback. This game require a quarterback. I mean, you guys have Carter Williams there, right? He's doing his thing, right? When you don't have a quarterback in the game of football, right? The NFL,
yeah,
man, I mean, you sucks, and that's where the Vikings are right now, right? So I feel sorry for all those, Vikings fans, right? But you guys are doing well, but you
yeah,
still have the Packers and the Lions, trying to,
yeah,
so.
yeah.
But yeah, but that's that. Just wanted to bring that up. So that's that. Enjoy the season. It's the time of the year, right? So enjoy it. But anyway, man. I saw this thing. Peterson. Right? Reading an article. There was this guy. First of all, it started with, I don't know if you hear about this, right? The young Republicans. I came across that story about how they were sharing some messages between themselves on WhatsApp or whatever. And then I came across the other stories about this guy who are in, like, they always go back to people like social media posts, right? It's like, he was sharing all kinds of things about, how he, hated black people, all kinds of stuff you're saying, right? So now he was nominated, I think, in the Trump administration, right, for opposition. But then those messages came up. It's like, are we at a place now where, in, like, gosh, like anything that's on my mind, I know I will run on TikTok or maybe do a quick video share or Instagram, do something, or maybe like go on Facebook and post. Are we in an environment where, in, like, nothing is, I can't keep anything internal anymore, right? It just have to be shared. It's like, and it's that, I mean, there's no more privacy, but that's what I see. And for me personally, man, I can tell you, man, it's like, I embrace social media, but not to the extent where in other people embrace it, right? It's like you hardly see me putting any kind of a content on personal stuff on there. Even my kids, right? Way back in the day when Facebook started, right? I did that a little bit, but then I said, nah, this is too much. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, so this is a great topic because when you think about social, the social part of social media,
Yeah,
where humans, we are like social beings, and people always like crave for that community
yeah,
belonging and things like that. But with the social media piece of it, it's taking this whole like sharing what's on your mind to like another whole level. And like you, I'm more of like private person. I'm still used to the old school way. If you want to know about me, you have to call me to like talk on the phone and things like that. And sometimes people are like, wait, do you have a Facebook? I'm like, yeah, I'm on Facebook, but I don't ever see you post anything. What's there to post? I mean, it's not like some people, like you said, oh, I'm going here, I'm going there, and is not only does it bring negative attention, because like I think a week ago or so, my wife was telling me about somebody who posted something on Facebook, and within minutes, people were kind of like, "Oh, can you be my playback? Can you be my my playback? Can you be this? Can you be that?" Because you see somebody post something on Facebook, and many times what people post is not even their like it's not reality, it's not their life,
mm-hmm,
but
hmm,
many people would take that and just look at it like, oh wow, this person, the life that they're living. But yeah, the oversharing part of social media, it brings negative attention to people because it exposes people, like you said from the beginning, because it's not bringing us together. If there is some jealousy or envy from somebody, once they
yeah,
see that, it's going to even add more to it. Like, oh wow, so this person, and I'm speaking in terms of like the
hmm,
immigrant
yeah,
background in
yeah, yeah, hmm,
different countries. So if they see you're standing close to somebody's car, they don't even know if it's your car or something, but you post a picture. and then 2 minutes later they ask you like, oh, can you send me $10? And you're like, oh, I don't have money. Like, you liar. Like, you got all this money, you buy an expensive car, you study about a car, you got your own car and so forth, and things like that. But people overshare, and it's just like you said, it comes back to haunt people sometimes, because now with even jobs and everything, they go through your social media. If it's anything that has to do with government or politics, they go through social media. So people who share all these things, sometimes it's not even their own like personal belief, but just by sharing something else that somebody posts, it can get you in trouble.
Yeah. Another thing, right? And just folks, right? I mean, just for to provide clarity here to folks, right? Oversharing is like sharing like personal, private information, right? Beyond what is appropriate or necessary. You don't say you don't share, right? You don't say you don't share. But sometimes, like people, I think like when it comes to what we are talking about, your oversharing epidemic, like in our culture, it's like someone is cooking quesadilla leaf or potato green or parboiled do. Do I really need to know that though? That you're doing such a thing? Or maybe like having a private party where you see some folks right going all live. Really, it's like, do you? I mean, because sometimes like I want to be in a space where like I'm comfortable, and I want to have a conversation where I feel like, God, maybe I'm not being recorded, I'm not being, because there's sometimes in this environment we are all vulnerable, right? You
Mhm.
might say something that I'm in a private space. You don't want it to get out there, right? Maybe among your close friends. But then you see some folks, man, it's like they just be like, going live. That right there, dude, is like, you know,
Yeah,
going live and stuff like that. And then sometimes maybe that you at an event or somewhere, or maybe even your own space where you don't know, you don't want folks to know what's going on there, right? But then bam,
and
they get out. They
yeah.
get out of
So it's like that CEO few months ago,
yeah,
the
yeah,
company
yeah,
that he was
yeah,
at that
yeah.
event,
The co-play,
and
yeah, the co-play event. Yeah.
yeah,
The co
and the camera just happened to catch him, you know, awkward position, and it impacted his life in a tremendous way, because like just that little moment of
hmm
what he thought was privacy that turned into a public ridicule, it really impacted his life, and it's gotten to the point now that even if you go to somebody's event or like a party or something, and if they put a notice or something like a note like, oh, cameras are not allowed, some people will like refuse to go to that event just because they say, oh, do not record, or you're not allowed to go live, or we have a professional photographer here, so please don't take photos of, if it's like a
Yeah.
wedding or something, don't take photos of the couple, because they have a professional that they've hired to do the work. And some people would get angry, oh, who do you think you are? You don't want people going live at you and stuff like that. But this whole thing about just oversharing, sometimes it's like, I don't know if it has to do with like self-esteem, or trying to put out what you don't have, because like I said, you try to draw attention to yourself. Some people like everything they will post it on something, everything,
Yeah.
and I guess there's an audience out there watching it, and it's like what we always say here: the few that are really loud, they get all the attention. So
Yeah.
and negative sales. So what you are posting, whether it's negative or positive, there is audience out there that is willing to consume it.
And the thing about it, I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because man, like you have relationship fights, right? The one thing that kind of confuses me, right? You have relationship fights out there. You have financial struggles, right? You have like someone that documented their children lives, their kids' lives. You have workplace drama. It's like it's like so much be going on, right? I know it's like everybody like I mean try to get clicks or try to get click bites and stuff like that, or maybe like the whole thing now about the influence. I mean the influencer culture. I feel like everybody want to be an influencer, right?
Mhm.
You don't even want to, it's like, so you just share, share, share. I mean, it's like, because sometimes I wonder, okay, why would you want to take your personal relationship and put it on social media? What's
Yeah,
that going to do for you, right? What is that really going to do for you? Why are you sharing such information there? Are you trying for folks to see, hey, maybe I just can't make sense of it, right? Maybe a psychologist need to help you make sense of that. Because
Yeah.
why would I take my personal relationship, right, and put it on social media, like, and sharing with the world? I mean, it's like it just doesn't make sense to me. But especially in our community, in our immigrant community, man, it just so it just everywhere, right?
Yeah.
These dramas, right? Is that you see the two ladies going at it, right? Because of
Yeah.
whatever, two dudes going at it, right? Or maybe like it's just so much. It's just everywhere. You wonder why. I
Yeah.
can't understand it.
So, uh, well, when you were talking about sports in the beginning, like the way we grew up with these athletes, professional athletes, and things,
Yeah.
and most of them they have like this attention. So, if you talk about like whether you're a LeBron fan or you're not, when he was getting out of high school, he was
Hmm.
like already out there into the
Yeah.
public eye, and
Yeah.
they almost made him like the face of the NBA before he even got in there. And
Yeah.
for the
Yeah.
past 22 years, he's
Yeah.
been like
The
that,
face of the
one of
NBA.
the
Yeah.
most recognizable people in the world.
Hmm.
But people, just regular people who do not have that celebrity status, they try to make themselves known by just not every content is good content. But like I said, anytime you post something on online, there'll be at least one person other than your own eyes that is
Yeah.
going to see it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So with that, they try to see, okay, um, like when you said, oh, they share everything when it comes to relationship, fights, and everything about their kids or work and things. They try to share all these moments because they don't know which one is going to go viral. So they cast a big net so that they can be able to to just get one. Because if you go on like TikTok or Facebook or YouTube, the most popular people on there who have like millions of likes or
Hmm.
followers.
Hmm. Yeah.
They're not people that we grew up like watching either in the music industry or entertainment or like
Yeah.
athletes.
Hmm.
These are just people who they would just start with something random and
Yeah.
share, and then one day something is going to click for them. All the everything aligns correctly for them, and they just blow up. And from there on, they're like, "Oh, okay, well, now my life is open book. Oh man, I just stumped my toe. I went to the bathroom. Oh, I'm eating. Guess what type of spoon I'm using? Oh, stuff like that. So it becomes so annoying for me personally when like I think there's a young either Nigerian couple or I don't know where they're from Africa, but
Hmm.
they have these like fights, which to me is all like scripted and
Yeah.
choreographed,
Yeah. Yeah.
and they'll
Yeah.
come up when whenever it used to come out and my wife watches, she's like, "Oh, they're fighting." I'm like, "Why is it only that moment they choose out of 24 hours of their life? Only that moment they choose to broadcast to the world to make public. You don't see when they go out. If they are religious people, you will never see if they go
Yeah.
to whatever
Hmm.
church or wherever they go, if they're going to school, if they're going to work, but only when it comes to the fight between the couple, that's the only time they will share it. So these things of oversharing is just is bad. And I mean, it was always there, but social media have just amplified it. No point intended for Inner Circle podcast,
Oh
but
yeah. Definitely. 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 I mean, the thing about it though, right, is like when Facebook first came out, 2002, I was in college. When it first came out, I was in college, right? It's like I think I mentioned on another segment here that when it first came out, I was in college. I didn't get on Facebook right away. It was very popular in college. The whole idea was, and the idea was really appealing to college kids, those that were
yes,
in college back then,
mm-hmm.
because that you could stay in connection with your
With our
friends,
family,
right?
family
But
and
before
friends.
Facebook, there was MySpace. If you remember MySpace, right? It's
Yeah, I
like
never got on MySpace, but
oh, got on MySpace. Man, I did get on MySpace, but it was just like these are things where in like for MySpace you could share your music, you could connect with other stuff, and then when Facebook came along was about okay maybe like you haven't seen of maybe that oh yeah, your college buddy is no longer. I mean, you guys have graduated, right? You can connect, or maybe when you go, I mean when you guys leave college for the summer, right? You can stay in touch,
you're right.
right? So it was meant for what a digital connection,
Hmm.
So even when someone is away, you can still be in connection with them.
Right.
But man, it has gone. I think it has gone overdrive, right? It's like because there's all these social media, right? I mean, Facebook is not even the most popular of social media anymore. It's TikTok, I mean, they own Instagram, of course, right? And then you have Twitter. It's just like so many. I mean, and you won't believe you have folks all over have all these various social media accounts. They make sure every day they post to all of these accounts, right? It's like as I said, sharing their daily lives, right? It was first about the whole digital connection, but now it's like people sharing for validation, people sharing for likes. And then the whole thing about it is like now you are I mean the social media platform themselves have figured out they have added monetary value. So now
Right.
it's like so that it's like everybody feel they must share something.
Yeah.
It's not even about, it's not a space where you can get some positive thing out of there anymore, right? It's just like people just sharing all kinds of things. And sometimes, man, some of the things you see on there, as to your point earlier, it is so scripted. It's
Yeah.
a really, I mean, even somebody like right now has become the place for like comedy. Or somebody comedy star basically, I said, this nonsense is so scripted. Right? It's not even funny. But everybody trying to make something funny because what?
Yep.
Trying to get those clicks.
Yeah, they're trying to get those clicks. And like you said, I mean, the whole idea behind platforms like Facebook and other ones that came along, that's what was the intended purpose was, okay, yeah, you stay in touch. If it's summer break, all the college students, some people go back to their countries, whether they're
Yep.
students and things
Yep.
like that. Then they will
Mhm.
send back pictures because the messenger piece of it was all connected. Then it wasn't
Yep.
like something separate. So
Yep.
you go on Facebook, you message like, "Hey, so we were all in chemistry
Hmm.
this past semester. So how are things going over there in Japan? Oh, it's good. I'm going to come back to the States and so forth." And then you
Yep.
stay in contact that way, or you reach out to family that you haven't seen. And it was really appealing to some of us who
Yeah.
still have like relatives
Yep.
like back home from our home, wherever home is. And that way you're like, oh, okay, you can stay in contact and you reach out and things like that. But like you said, is not even overdrive. I don't even know what's the
It's on
expression
it's
to
on steroids now. It's on
where
steroids.
it's gone down because and everything in this country, like you always say, we live in a capitalist society, so everything is about money. What can I do to make money? What can I do to make money? And just because MySpace, when it started, it's like, but then they didn't know about this monetization piece of it, and then Facebook came along, and while people have Facebook, they have other little platforms here and
Hmm.
there
Hmm.
because it wasn't for money, it was for something different. But then
Yep.
once they threw that piece into it, like now you have somebody who all they do is just post their dog, like,
Yeah.
yeah, of my dog, and yeah, my dog it is going to sleep at this time and this, and there's a audience out there for everything. So now we don't even have that secrecy
Yeah.
factor in our lives anymore, where if something is happening to you, whether good or bad, for somebody to call and be like, "Oh wow, really? This is happening?" But now everything is out there,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
people will call and congratulating you on something that you are actually even thinking because
Hey, okay, what is it?
like, how do you know this? Not
Yeah.
knowing I posted something alluding
Yeah.
to whatever it is. So
Or someone has posted something about you. Yep,
yeah.
definitely. Well, folks, to know we are talking about the oversharing epidemic. That we have so many social media platforms these days. I can't even count anymore, right? Because you have Snapchat, right? It used to be. I don't know where the kids are now. I don't know which one the kids have, right? But
I don't
you know,
know. Yeah, they
the
probably
kids,
moved
the
to
kids like wherever the adults are going, the kids like to get away from there, right? So
yeah,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah,
So folks, to know we are talking about the oversharing epidemic. I mean, there's so many Facebook. There's Twitter, there's Instagram, there's TikTok. So I mean, it's like, are you one of those sharing everything online? Sharing about work, school, everything. So you can contribute to the conversation tonight by putting a comment in the chat or call them with number 952-594-5154. So there's a good conversation. I mean, right now, social media is all part of our lives. It's everywhere. folks, it's like if you are not posting it, it's not happening, right? That's how some folks are, right? If it
Yeah,
is not posted, it means it didn't
it
happen.
did happen.
Right?
Yep.
It's like that whole mindset.
Mhm.
And I'm like, and some people feel the urge or the need like every day because I think, man, it's like one of the things like before, in all transparency, whether before like we establish this platform to start, providing that kind of awareness. I deleted my I I I just as Kim Time Peterson, I just you know what, I'm done with Facebook, I'm done with like social media because it's
Yeah.
addictive to the
Mhm.
point that sometimes you sit there and just be scrolling, right?
Hours.
And I said, no, this is not. I'm like, what is this doing for me, right? It's like I can't get anything, I can't do anything productive because all I'm doing, right, scrolling, see what other folks are doing. Sometimes okay, it's like some of the stuff they're talking about or some of the stuff they're sharing. It's
Yeah.
like, really, you know what I mean? But you might just be scrolling on there like continuously and
Continuously.
have been with some friends, right? That's all they do.
Mhm.
That's all they do, right? You will be with a friend. I mean, you guys are in good conversation, right? I'm a group of guys or a group of girls. And some folks will just be down there scrolling, right? It's like
Yeah.
one after another, one after
Yeah.
another. It's
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah, with this generation and especially the younger ones, their attention span is like you just mentioned, being in like a setting where you are with friends or
mhm,
associates, and you guys are supposed to be like chatting about anything like today's events, or did you hear about this one or that one? But many times, even grown adults, if after one line, hello, hello, one line conversation, and then they're just scrolling, 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 and it's like mind numbing. I think is something about maybe mind control. And kudos to you to have that, to even be able to say, oh, you know what, this is not helping me. I can let me deactivate, or let me get away from this for a little bit. Like I was telling you before we started that I had something wrong with my eye last week. I think it was
mhm,
my contact got dirty, and it got a scratch on my eye. And then when I
yeah,
went to the doctor, she's like, stay away from like screens and phones. And so I was like, for me, when I'm on my phone, I'm not on social media like just
mhm,
scrolling.
yeah,
Either if I'm not watching some sport, I'm reading about something
yeah,
on there. Because I use my phone almost like I use my work computer, so
yeah,
everything about work and everything else is on my phone. So when I came from the doctor office, my wife's like, so you're not going to be playing. And one thing I used to be addicted to was playing chess on my phone. I would play chess religiously every night before I go to sleep.
yeah,
So she's like, the doctor said don't don't play on your phone, so you're gonna put it down tonight and you're gonna play chess. But yeah, we just overshare. It takes the surprise factor of even breaking out news and things to people.
mhm,
And one of the negative part about this whole oversharing, I don't know how some people look at it when it comes to like loss, like real big loss to a family. If
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
like, passes away, and somebody's going to be so quick to just like post it on there because they want to share everything. They
yeah,
post it
yeah,
on there. And sometimes these are like secret moments or things that happen in people's life. Or even if somebody is having like a baby shower, if it's not
yeah,
there, if they're having something, somebody is going to like break the the norm and just post it for everybody to see it. And like we said, they're looking for validation. I mean, why you sharing is somebody that is like, oh yeah, this person, oh my goodness, this person just passed. Then you put 100 teardrops, so people like.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
sometimes these are people that you didn't even talk to for
yep.
maybe the last month or longer of their life, but
Hmm.
once they die, like yeah, you're so quick to post it. And I think that's one of the negative effects. And like we said earlier, if you are planning to get into like public work, whether it's politics or local or anything, because we usually advocating here for immigrant rights and representation and things like that. Stay off the social media. I mean, even your job, they have a social media
Yeah,
site. This is
yeah,
like how you know this is something big, because first it used to be the World Wide Web, www dot
yeah.
whatever company dot org or dot com, but now every major corporation, they have all these social media handles at the bottom of their web pages.
Internal. But I think you brought up a great point, right? And that's what I've said, and that's why the topic is a great topic about the oversharing, right? Because each company you work with these days, right, they have their own internal company-wide social media,
Mhm.
right, where employees can engage. You'll be surprised what some folks can put on those, on those because you'll be surprised. I'm like, man, it's
Yeah.
like it's like really? This, I mean, I, if it was up to me, that company is like that aspect of that stuff would be dead because I ain't
Yeah.
gonna share one thing. But you'll
Right.
be amazed how much people share on there. So
Yep.
some of the
Of their
personal stuff they
personal
share on
things.
there, I'm saying
Yes.
like,
Yes.
whoa, dang.
Yes.
You
Yep.
know, it's like
It's supposed to be one of the things that are work related. So like, oh, what happened in the office or office supplies, or the company is doing this. I mean, you're not supposed to put out any like confidential or proprietary information out there. But if the company is maybe there's a merger, it's already happening, or something like that, or promote your products. But yeah, like you said, people will bring their personal lives and post there on on the company.
on his company, I mean, on his company social media stuff, right? I mean, and first of all, I mean, first like as we look into this, right? I mean, we live in a world right now, man. I mean, it has been documented, right? It's like it seems like it's like almost 9 billion people. How many billion people in the world? But it's like there's a loneliness epidemic, right? It's not only in America, right? It's like we are so lonely, and then the other thing that's happening, like it's just that anxiety all over the world, right? The other thing, like the whole thing about lack of emotional outlets. A lot of people looking for ways to create. It's like social media now is where people go to make friends, right? It's like,
Yep.
as you said, it's like some people take pride in getting 100,000, followers or 10,000 friends or whatever. I'm saying like, okay, it's like I want to have a company that can do that for me, but that my personal handle, nah, I don't know you, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes like you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed. Let me just say, you'll be amazed. Since we, established an Inner Circle podcast, this platform about a year ago, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes you just see random people dialing my number. Say, hey, I don't. It's like, how am I going to answer such a call? I don't know you, though. You know what I mean? It's like, let's be honest, right? It's like, I mean, people will be hitting me up on Facebook and stuff like that. I say, nah, I don't. It's like you befriending me on social media does not mean you are my friend.
Mhm.
Okay, no, it's like let's get that. Let's get that squared away. That it doesn't mean you have a friend. But some people crave that though, right? Others
Yes.
crave that. Other people crave
Yes.
that. They
Other-
want that. They seek that.
They see that, and it's good you brought that up, because there are people that were like they would just flood your inbox. So they will send you a friend request, and if you don't accept within their time frame, I don't know if they have like, okay, I give this person a couple of days to accept my friend my friend request, and if you don't, they go ahead and they will resend it. So sometimes, like on my TikTok, I have I don't know how many requests I haven't, because I don't go on there. I don't go on there to be like, oh, I accept. So even when it comes to like Facebook, if I post something, once I post it, I'm not, because I'm not seeking like, oh yeah, who's gonna validate. So sometimes my wife, she would tell me like sometime later, like, oh, do you know how many people commented on that post? I'm like, she's like, oh, go back and say thank you. I'm like, no, I mean, what what am I doing all of that for? I posted, that's it. I'm not going back to be like, oh yeah, this person said this, so I'm gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you, and so forth. But some people crave that, and we do live in a populated world, but the loneliness have gotten to like to a different level, because just because you're in a community or within a group of people, most times we don't like feel that connectedness with most people.
Hmm.
This is one way to feel that, like, hey, okay, we are all like on Facebook, because now when people meet, instead of saying, hey, let's exchange numbers and get to know each other so we can hang out. Oh, are you on Facebook? What's your Facebook? Are you on Instagram? What's your Instagram? What's your this?
Yeah.
What's your
Yeah.
that? So
Yeah.
yeah, we do live in a world that is full of lonely people, a lot of lonely people. And like we said, I don't know if it's just because I, for we need like psychiatrists and psychologists to tell us why is it that we have uh, the world is more populated than it's ever been before, but more people are lonely.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, definitely, they need to let us know that. But folks, tonight we are talking about the oversharing epidemic. These days, information overload. Everyone sharing everything. If I'm cooking quesadilla in my house, hey man, if I feel the need, I'm gonna share it, right? If I'm having some fun somewhere, somewhere in Hawaii or whatever, if I feel the need, right, overshare it, and things like that. So you can contribute to the conversation tonight by putting a comment in our chat or calling our number 952-594-5154. But the other thing what the algorithms have done, right? If you look at these algorithms, or the other thing they have done, right? It kind of the reward engagement. So folks are kind of going to the extreme of posting like personal stuff. You see, as I said, like sometimes you see people posting some stuff. They say, "God, is this thing really appropriate? Is what you posting here really appropriate? Did you mean? I mean, did you really mean to post it? Or I
Mhm.
mean, what kind of attention are you trying to get? Because sometimes I feel like is that person normal, right? Some is like
Yeah,
some of these, it's like, are you normal though? That are you actually going to do such a thing? Are you
yeah,
actually normal, right? Is that because the algorithm is encouraging engagement, right? Once you can put it there, I mean, sometimes some folk, if you post something, man, it's like 500 comments or whatever, or
mhm,
maybe you know what I mean, stuff like that. Oh gosh, maybe like the next minute you want to go more extreme,
of
and
course.
sometimes even I see my kids, right? Some of them started watching on YouTube. I say, what? It's like how these, or some of the games, and even sometimes like they have warning against that, right? About TikTok. You see
Mhm,
some of these, folks playing some of these scary games on TikTok, and kids see it, they feel that they can replicate it.
mhm.
It's like folks and the algorithms just keep driving social engagement, and
Yeah,
people just keep getting more and more extreme.
more and more extreme. And when it comes to like TikTok with these challenges with the
Yeah,
young people and things like that, and we've seen, I mean, just this year that those challenges have turned deadly,
yeah.
wherein uh, the kids would say, "Oh, okay, there's this popular challenge, and we want to do the same." Where I don't know if it was in Georgia or where it was that these kids, I think a 15-year-old and another kid, they went and kicked this gentleman's door, and he came to the door locked and loaded. So
Whoa!
way, but the mistake he made, he followed them into the street and he actually killed one of the kids. So
Wow!
yeah, and it was just a TikTok challenge that they saw that have gone viral because somebody else did it, and it's something like, oh, they all laughed about it. So they try to replicate these viral moments, and we've read articles or seen videos of people that would try to do the most extreme things, because like you said, if I'm doing something, if maybe I'm using a hammer and I accidentally hit my finger, but somebody was filming and everybody watched that and it got 100,000 likes. So now I'm gonna plan to smash my whole head so that I can get 10 times more likes. And there have been people who they will go to like dangerous places and try to like take selfie for the whole world. They will be going live, and a lot of people have like died that way because
Hmm.
they will have accident, they will either slip or they will fall. And sometimes nature is not it's not kind to
Yeah.
to people just because you think you are uh, influencer or you're popular. If you come to a dangerous place, nature's going to show you like, hey, I'm mother nature, I've been here longer than you and your social media. But yeah, people the crave like what you said about engagement is what these platforms. So now you will see people like how we started the show on time.
Hmm.
Sometimes you will see people, whether it's a podcast or anything they want to say, it's like, oh, I want 500 people to come on here before I can start. Oh, I'm waiting for 1,000 people, and showing up, people will start flooding in
Yeah, yeah.
to listen to, especially if it's gossip. Yes, they will, they will tune in so they can they can hear it. So
Yeah, yeah, definitely. And the other thing I've done, I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because like, the what we are doing here, right? I mean, the culture of storytelling, right? We're in like, I mean, that's one of the reasons we established Inner Circle podcast, or this platform. It's just to share stories, and bring awareness to our community, bring
mhm.
such a conversation like this. But what you have now is that the whole culture of storytelling has become blurred, right? No one tells stories anymore. As I said, some of the
No,
things, I mean, especially like social media, now everybody go on there to tell a story that's going to sell, right?
mhm,
Is that maybe
mhm.
that's, I said, some of the comedians on there is like, dude, you're not Kevin Hart, or you're not, or you're not Dave Chappelle, or you're not, the likes of Steve Harvey back in the days, and
Yeah,
things like that, or Cat Williams. But man, some of the comedy, especially the ones from Africa, sometimes like doesn't even make sense. What everyone do is like it's not even trying to tell a story anymore. Right? The culture
no,
of storytelling has become blurred because
yeah,
everyone trying to share something to go viral. It's just
yeah,
about the clicks. It's not
yeah.
about trying to tell a story or trying to bring awareness. And that's why I'm glad that you brought our attention, our attention span these days, because it's like sometimes it's that we have a lot of resources and information in our community, but we don't know about it because some of the things that join our attention, right? Is like all of the crap we have on social media that is just taking away our attention, right?
Right.
It's like it just there's no more storytelling anymore. The culture of storytelling has just become so blurred because of social media, man, and there's the oversharing epidemic. Look, we are not sitting here. I'm not sitting here. I know you are not either, right? Saying social media is bad. As I said,
No, no.
the
Of
reason
course
why, as
not.
I said, when Facebook first came in 2012, I was in college. The reason why I gravitated towards it was because it's like it allowed me to connect to my my Kurdish buddies, right? It allowed me, as you said, right? Even the assignment for us immigrant was it allow you to connect with someone. Gosh, maybe you have not seen from way back down the line, right? Is that you have
Mhm.
never even interacted with that person. That was some of the excitement, but now the whole culture of storytelling has become so blurred that nothing anymore is like. And sometimes like, what do you trust on the internet anymore? Everything is being overshared.
Everything is being overshared, and a lot of it too is like they make it up. So when we're talking about the algorithms and stuff earlier, now especially in this age of AI, where you can just put in a phrase or you can put in a sentence and you can lead the AI to make up a story. Because sometimes they will post something and it would seem so real, but if because of the attention span that we're talking about, if you look at it right away, you think like, oh wow, this is like actually happening. Where did this happen? But then it's going to draw you in because now you're going to spend time. And once you look at one thing, whether it's a negative story or a positive story or something, now the more time you spend on there, the algorithms be like, oh, okay, so this is what this person likes. And once you flip that finger, it's something related to whatever you are just watching or looking at. So we overshare everything. We overshare everything. So now with people, um, even if somebody comes into your inbox or they just post something, if you go and look at that, those stories 100%, I want to say they are not even true because sometimes somebody will post something so sad like, oh, this is happening to this person, and a lot of people too, they try to exploit or extort money
Mhm.
from people that way
Yeah.
with social media. And like you said, when I say social media is bad, it's not bad. Just as when we talk about other things on here, it's not bad. It's how you use it, because we talk about social media having all these resources available on there. So one of the good things, if we talk about oversharing, that it does. So if I'm going to a new environment, if I'm traveling to Oklahoma City, since they're playing tonight, if I'm going there and I've never been, I can go on social media and just find out, okay, well, what are the interesting places to go? Which restaurants would I visit? What are things that I would like to see or do that would be fulfilling for me if I go to that place? So with that, yeah, those are the positive things that social media can bring. But this like oversharing of personal information or things just to get validation or to get people to click on it, and I don't know what it does. I mean, yes, some people get paid, but some people will be on there for years. They will post, but they will come this close to hitting that target of the number of people to to get for them to get paid, but it will not get to that point.
Yeah. I mean, like, to Caroline point here, right? It's like, a friend of mine said similar thing to me today, like, about this, right? It's like, he said the internet has become, all of these platforms are part of the internet. And I say the internet has become a dump site so much, right? The negativity outweighs the positive vibe, and 100%, right? Because there's
Yep.
so much. It's like I feel that there's so much garbage on there, man. It's like sometimes, like, you see, as you said, somebody didn't come across your feed. You say, what is this? And sometimes, like, that's why, like, between you and I, right? Sometimes, like, I don't even want to go on there because somebody thinks you see on there is like, man, it's like, really, you know, you don't have that positive vibe. You don't have maybe someone, maybe like the Oklahoma story you brought, right? Hey, someone, man, there's some great restaurant here in Oklahoma. If you come through, visit this spot, do this. There's where to hang out. You even be amazed sometimes when folks travel, right? It's like, for me, I love to travel. When I
Mhm.
travel, I like sightseeing. I like to see places. Our people, so a lot of most of our people will travel, they just want to go to that party and then go live and maybe like do something like not see. It's like you come Minneapolis do. There's a Mall of America, right? There's other places to see. These days it's like we don't even take the time to have that life experience, right? Because we are so caught up on what is on the internet, negative stuff, or maybe Prophet Key is doing something, or maybe like this person is coming up with this, or maybe Ciara is coming, as you said, right? Say, hey, you come here, I got some
Yeah,
correct gospel for you, and all those stuff, right? It's like we are so caught up in those moments that we forget sometimes. It's like, man, if I'm traveling to a city, I want to know God, the best restaurants, right? Some of the best spots just to go hang out, or even some of the best immigrant spots where, like, I want to see, like, guys, maybe like a hookah spot, like a night, like a club where I can just go and hang out, lay back, or maybe like a nice museum that I can go. Maybe when I'm traveling with my kids, right? I can go, my kids and I can go and explore. We don't do these things anymore, man. It's like all of that is so missing.
yeah, it's missing, and I mean, is missing and it's dying because by the time our kids get to college, none of these things would be they probably won't be existing anymore. The other day I was telling my son, I'm like, I need to take you to the local library so you can get a library card, and he's like, what is that? Why do you need a library card? I'm like, to go
So you can
so
read, do yeah, so you can read some books.
books from the library to read, not only from your school library, but from like the local library and things like that. Because these are things that don't exist anymore. People have moved away from it, and I want to say is because of the internet at large, not just social media, but
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
the internet and things like that. And where you will go, like you are mentioning Mall of America, you go to like even your local mall and walk around. But now when you go to like the local malls, even on a Saturday or Friday, it's like empty. You like people walking around because why? If you do find people, they'll be sitting in like the Cheesecake Factory, or they're sitting at the bench like scrolling. So wherever we go, people are just there like scrolling on their phones, and most times they're not on there looking like, oh, I wonder how many stores in this mall. The biggest mall in the Chicago area, like Woodfield Mall, to be like, oh, okay, how many stores are in here? Would I find a Jordan store in here? That's not what they're searching for. They're just for the next gossip. That's what they are scrolling. So with the oversharing epidemic is something that is real. And because they're engineering our minds to not think much of it. So we don't think it's that important, and that it's not impacting people like all throughout every generation, the young adults, the young people, and it's gotten to the point where even some grandparents who are like supposed to be old school, they will ask their grandkids like, "Hey, can you show me how to do this?" And some of them have like dedicated social media platforms that
Mhm.
they would just post the grandparents. And once again, is they're not trying to connect with other family members like, oh, your other grandkids over here, they want to see you today. No, they post it for the whole world for attention.
And bring that and bring me to this, right? It's social media now is it pushing us to live in a life of reaction, because that's what you see in the world, right? It's like we is that we seems to react to everything these days. It just we are like, I think the whole world has become a kind of reactionary society, because once someone posts something, bam, we react to it. And
Hmm.
so what you don't have in the world these days, right, is like that moment of reflection. Sometimes just for you to
Yeah.
sit and reflect. And
Hmm.
I feel sometimes where some of the conflict, where some of the conflict we have in the world, some of these negative things we have in the world, where maybe like even in this country where people will say, "Oh, God, America is so divided," and sometimes I wonder, is America really divided though, or because they are throwing so much stuff at us? And we are just reacting to everything. You see this on social media, you react to it, you see it. So we are not really taking the time to reflect.
Hmm.
No more reflection. So everybody think too is like, I mean, as I said, like I love to travel. I go places. The thing sometimes you watch on these networks or whatever, or you see on social media, you know, I don't see it when I travel America.
Of
I don't
course.
I don't see I don't see it. I've been wondering, like, it's like, has the internet, has social media turned us into a reactionary society where we are just
Mhm.
reacting to everything? It's like, I'm angry at you, Peter. I have not met you, but I'm angry at you,
Yeah.
right? For no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah.
For no
Yeah.
reason, because I'm reacting to what I see. You post it on maybe on X or on Facebook or on your Instagram handle. Is that I'm reacting to it. I'm not even. There's no more reflection. It's all about reaction.
Hmm. Is I'm so glad you you brought that up, because it's like when I post something, let's assume I have 1,000 followers or friends,
Mhm.
and out of those 1,000, maybe I know 10 of them personally, but I post something that will, and the intention is, yes, to get a reaction out of people. Now, if majority of those people go and start making negative comments, because some people I feel like triggered, if one of those people ever like sees me in real life, even though it's something that I just typed or I posted, they're still going to have that emotional expression to be like, oh, I'm so angry at this person. And sometimes, like you said, people that maybe you will never meet in your life, because if I'm sitting here and I have friends from Indonesia, when do I plan to to visit Indonesia instead of plan of mine to travel the world and possibly make it to Indonesia one day? Yes, but how do I know that I'm going to ever meet that particular citizen from Indonesia? But the person is going to feel like so emotional and they're reacting to things that people post. So like what you said, when it comes to the U.S. and especially like politics, it's like, oh, the U.S. is so divided because they put these things out so that people can get triggered, and everything triggers people these days. Everything triggers people. And uh, if I bring it to like our community and our immigrant community, if I post something about Liberia, whether it's cuisine or anything, there's going to be at least one or two people that is going to trigger them to react in a negative way, whether it's something that's supposed to be positive, because
Yeah.
we are all so easily triggered. And it's like what people always say, there are more that binds us than divides us. But we always talk about the negative feel, or the feel loud ones, and negative cells, negative outweighs positive, like Caroline said earlier. So they would bring those little things that will bring division, and it will trigger the masses, and people will just overreact in a negative way, and people will try to take things into their own hands. Like she said, especially in our community, that is true. Because if I'm sitting, just because we're both from Liberia or from whichever African country, and I say something negative, negative or positive, but if it's something and my intention is, yeah, I want people to either give the thumbs up or give the thumbs down. Somebody, instead of thumbs up or thumbs down, they're going to write a whole paragraph in there on how they're going to react to it. And that's just how the ball starts rolling, because if you react and then I come back on and like, hey, the video or the post I made, that's what it was for. But since you brought this up now, you just intensify that fire.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, there's a whole mental aspect to this, right? It's like I think it's a mental health. I mean, there's a mental health aspect to it because the whole triggering you talk about, right? Man, is that we have become so trigger happy. These now we've gone with our emotion,
Of course,
with our
yeah,
emotion. Is that the triggering like it happening everywhere? So you say something sometimes like, dude, what did I say? Bam, someone come
exactly.
at you.
Yeah,
Someone come at you. Is like
yeah.
so. Is that we have become every little thing trigger us. And I think though I will blame down on the culture we have of overshare because when you see something somewhere, you say, "Oh no," you know what I mean? Stuff like it's just the oversharing culture that we have right now. Is that so? Everybody, I mean, no matter sometimes even you yourself, I might be saying on somewhere I see something like everything trigger us, and other people are worse there. Like I mean, we have
Mhm.
had a segment on here where he like, why is everyone so angry? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Somebody that's, that's the thing right there. Right? It's why is everyone so angry? Because it's like, dude, sometimes like I mean the world seems to be so angry.
yeah,
You wonder, I mean, when we had that segment here, that was a beautiful segment. Why is
yeah.
everyone so angry? Why is everyone so angry? Because we are every little thing trigger us, bro. Every
Every
little
little
thing.
thing.
It's like
Yeah,
you wonder, man, there's a mental health to this thing. Because number one, right, when we are sharing things, right, we're comparing ourselves to one another, right? It's like
exactly. That's
anxiety. Other people feeling burnout. Like I'm sitting here, man. I see my man Peterson, as he said earlier, right? Maybe driving. I mean, one of my favorite car, right? A Lamborghini or whatever, right?
yeah,
Or a Range Rover, right? I'm sitting here, dude. I can't even afford or whatever. I'm seeing that. I mean, he's going live on Snapchat or doing Facebook or Instagram, and then just to probably come to realize Peterson is doing none of those things. That you know, dude, it's like that do my that do my trick of me. There's a mental health, component to this, right? But man, that's the culture we live in because people feel the urge to share.
hmm,
If they feel the urge to share, right? And it's like nothing is off limit anymore. If someone has a business, they promote that business, man, that's cool.
right.
Having like we have on this platform, like bringing in awareness and and discussing topics that I mean to create awareness, those are cool. But man, it's like the things that on these platforms, man, sometimes I wonder, whoa, man, is like there's a whole and just creating, I mean, the triggering you brought, man, just a whole as a whole mental health thing right there. I mean, it's up to the mental health expert right, to well, I'm not here to diagnose anyone or you, not you either, right? But man, I mean, it's the whole mental health thing to this. I mean, to this, man, it is impacting our mental health. Let me just say that.
It is, and you would think like because most people would say, "Ah, it's because in the U.S. we eat all this processed food and everything has chemicals in it," but it's not unique to the U.S. So that's how you know this is a global
What,
issue
what,
about about people being easily triggered because you watch it from all over the world. Where sometimes what people are reacting to. Whoever made the initial post or whatever was said, sometimes you're like, wait, for it to get that type of reaction, that's like, what did I say or what did I do? And sometimes these people who react so negatively to things, it's not even something that is they were not like the personal target. It's not something that was they were not targeting them personally to say, okay, well, if I'm saying this directly to you, but just because I post something in general, then everybody would just have that negative reaction and is it's an emotional imbalance in society and generation. That's what it is, and is maybe there's some like some people say the 5G network or something from their phones, because everybody's exposed to these devices. There's something that is messing up with our mental capacity, because it's like people are just so easily triggered, and not in a positive way. People just
Yeah.
take everything to the extreme,
Mhm.
and many times when your emotion gets into it, whether you know the person, you don't know the person, then you wish harm to that
Yeah.
person, like physically and things, and that's how things get out of hand, and people go on these like rampage and things like that.
Yeah. Well, folks, tonight we have been discussing the oversharing epidemic. It's everywhere. Everybody is sharing everything, everything. I mean, there's so many platforms these days, folks sharing things everywhere. And man, it has been a great conversation. This is a 1 hour show, but I'm at Peterson, man, as we always do on every Tuesday. We come on here, have some good fun. Caroline, thank you so much for contributing to to this segment tonight. But one of the things you brought up, right, Peterson, right, about this social media thing have toppled governments, right? They thinking about triggering, right? There's a country in Asia, I get this video, right? I think so. What happened was, right, let me just as we try to wrap this up, right? Let me just break that story a little bit. Let me just bring two examples that you think you just, but sometimes you drop some great gems. There's two is a government issue, right? So I think the case of the government official went and posted something about, like something about a rich life, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Dude, someone picked that stuff up, right? That stuff went viral. It led to a demonstration, right? It's like they burned the parliament building. It's like they ran the entire government out of the country. I mean, the entire country got angry. Honestly, okay. So are you people telling me that all those years where you guys have been in, I mean, it's like there is something that's always been there. Don't
Right.
tell me it just came out of nowhere,
Yeah.
right? Two is like it toppled our government. And just recently in Madagascar, same thing. It's got a Gen Z protest.
Hmm.
It came out of strictly social media.
Wow.
Okay, because they said they got mad of electricity or whatever, right? And someone posted it on social media, or maybe call to action on social media, went viral. The whole country got angry. It's like it triggered the whole country, and boom. Okay, there's a military coup over there. It's like, so. I mean, this thing is no joke, right? I mean, this sharing stuff, right? Sometimes you should be careful what you share on there, right? So
Exactly. You should
I
be.
just wanted to throw that in there because it's no joke.
Yeah, those are interesting events that happened recently. But like we're saying, I mean, it's all due to oversharing things, because now nobody wants to keep things on their
Mm-mm.
mind. Like what we're talking about, if you hear something, you see something, you take time or take a moment and reflect on it.
Reflect,
No,
yeah.
whatever thoughts on somebody's mind. Oh, yeah, I feel like today I can walk into a Lamborghini dealership and sign a contract for $2,000 per month card, card note, and
And post it on social
and
media.
post it. Yeah, this is my new baby. And then somebody somewhere is going to have a negative reaction to it. And I mean, these are even people are supposed to be like happy about or celebrate you. If you, I mean, if you're graduating, yes, that's a moment for you and your family to celebrate and be proud and enjoy. But sometimes some people will post something about even their graduation, all these like any type of achievement, and somebody is going to get like it's going to react negatively to their particular post.
Definitely, definitely, right. I mean, what kind of and most people are drawn to like negativity and positive. Obviously,
Mhm.
right? They are attention seeking, yearning for extended validation. Some of these could be
Yep.
tied to low self esteem, unhealthy relationship,
Yep.
environment, unhealed trauma, etc., etc. 100% right, Caroline.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. But this has been a great segment, man. Peter says I always love when we come here every Tuesday with these kind of topics. You know what I mean? It's like, as I said, nothing against social media. It's great. But man, the oversharing, man. I hope sometimes we can share things, that is impacting our society because, like we said on here the other day, everybody is so angry that Peterson's just now is like everything trigger everybody, and I think it's because of the oversharing, right? Social media is there, but should we share everything? Should we share our personal relationships? That should be maybe in our bedrooms or in our private spaces, right? That's what it is now, right? And things like that. But this has been a great conversation, man. So Peterson, man, as we wrap this up, it's a 1 hour show, but as we wrap this up, what is the message to all
And
these good folks that have been listening to us, man, as we just, bring this awareness, right? It's there, it's good, but man, the oversharing. How can we how can we how can we maybe manage it, right? Nothing anything we're doing, let me just throw that in there, right? It's like it says like the I think the key to success, right, is balance. Where can we find that balance?
mhm. Yeah, it's been a great conversation. And Caroline, thank you for your contribution to the conversation. But like we've been saying throughout this segment, we're not saying social media is bad. Social media, uh, with um, how it was intended to be used, yeah, it's a great tool in any platform if you're using it for the right purpose. We've always said it here that just because we have social media, it doesn't mean that it's going to have a negative impact on people's lives. But when we talk about this oversharing of information, and we're not talking about like good information or positive information that will impact your community and help people to grow and improve, because these are all resources that we can use. So if you don't go to your local coffee shop to find okay, where are the best places here to get help, if it's like if you need like either social help or you need something well
Mhm.
medical. I mean, social media have those type of information, but most times you will have to go looking for those. You have to be intentional, like we always say here. You have
Yeah.
to be intentional to find those type of information. But when it comes to the negative, like we saying garbage, but not like garbage, but the negative things that people post, and it's not about other people or other places, but sometimes we overshare like personal information, and it's not everything that people around you have to know or they want to know, because sometimes people will just post these things and they're seeking for validation. Social media wasn't made for us to go seeking validation, or if we have self-esteem issues, that's not the place to go and find it, because it's going to even become worse if you overshare. If you have some self-esteem issue or something negative that is happening to you and you overshare that information, it's going to become even worse, because it's like giving I don't want to say ammunition to the bullies, the internet bullies out there to continue to bully you. So there's always a balance to things when we talk about work life and relationships and things. So when it comes to social media, just use it wisely. You can use it to stay in contact with family and utilize it for other resources. Utilize it as a tool that will help you to improve your life and get to where you want to go. But don't just overshare all day everything about your life. So
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. That's a good one. That's a good one right there, right? It's not about. There's no. It's like There's that. My mindfulness takeaway would be, right, as you mentioned earlier. Not everything, right? Not everything that I mean, there are a lot of great things out there, right? But not everything real, right? Not everything real doesn't have to be like you and I said, right? Private person is that we have lost privacy these days, right? The entire world seems we have lost privacy. Everything. I mean, obviously, we even have a president, right? That 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 tube 24/7 over by say, hey, right? It's like so. Who knows, right? And then the other thing, man, is about just about protecting your peace, right? To me, protecting my peace starts with me just not seeing all those negative and not seeing all the negative stuff. If I go on social media, I want to see, oh, maybe somebody, as you said, right, maybe somebody having maybe a nice time in Hawaii, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Oh yeah, Hawaii is great. I think when you come, you should come to the Pearl Harbor, or maybe someone promoting their business on social media, right? Those are things. I mean, to me, I look forward to these things, right? Like saying, oh yeah, you're promoting your business, you're selling something. It's not just you going out there bashing somebody. Oh, my boyfriend did this to me. Oh my, my girlfriend, yeah, all those kind of things, right? It starts with protecting your peace,
Yeah.
and your privacy. I mean, I think we have lost our sense of privacy these days. I'm a private person. Anything private about me, hey, maybe back in the day when it first came, I thought to what I mean, still I could go in
Yeah.
there for my family because I thought, hey, But since it started going the other way, I said, nah, that is not for me, right? My privacy is very important. And sometimes, man, that the one thing we have, I think the one thing we have lost is just the power of silence.
Yep.
Everyone want to be so loud, man. It's like, you know, everyone just want to be so loud. Man,
Yeah.
it's like, dude, it's like we have lost the power of silence, right? And sometimes silence is greater than a post.
Of
Let's
course.
go be wondering what Peter, let me stay here and wonder what Peter is up to,
Mm-hmm.
right? But not me
Hmm.
seeing it, not me seeing Peter saying, going live every second,
Every
every
single.
minute, not with nothing, just telling me is like, dude, I'm making so much money, I'm doing this, I have this, that 10 times here, I'm going this, or Christmas is coming, I'm going this, I'm doing that. Nah, man, sometimes silence is so powerful and we have forgotten silence. Okay. And silence is greater than a post. Maybe if you feel the urge to post, just be silent, man, and just reflect. Because we have lost that sense of reflection. So man, Peterson, as always, man, I always enjoy coming over here every Tuesday to have this kind of a conversation. But it's like we create this kind of awareness. And folks, we are not telling you to get off of social media, right? It's like, hey, and to cover that point, yeah, some people don't have self-control, discipline, or have self-respect for boundaries, right? I mean, even the boundary aspect of it is not there anymore, Peterson.
Yep.
Yeah, so, yeah. Let me just give you a last word, and then we can wrap this up. Yeah,
Yeah, when it comes to that boundaries piece that Caroline just mentioned, it's like anything and everything goes when it comes to social media. It's like one of those places where you say, okay, it's not regulated. So if I post something, then I'm giving every single person the right to to either react to it. And we're talking about people just we live in a reactionary
yeah,
society now where people just react to anything that you post, whether it's positive or negative. And since we are so easily triggered, somebody is going to react negative to whatever you post. So, like we said, we're not saying get off social media, but I mean, tune it down. And the oversharing, this is for your own good. It's for like just your own peace of mind and your mental peace.
yeah,
So.
yeah. So, folks, man, that's the end of our show tonight. Thank you so much for joining us every Tuesday. My man Peterson and I are here. We'll be back here tomorrow with our business segment. It's going to be a good one. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.